What's going on, guys? It's Kyle with D2 Knives and Gear. Today I have a very, very special unboxing. I haven't been this excited about a knife in a little bit, ever since I received basically that full custom from Sean O'Connell. This is my very own Oz Machine Company Roosevelt. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. You're like, holy crap, you know, that knife is nearly impossible to get, and you are exactly right. Oz Machine Company, based out of Indiana, has got themselves an absolute gem of a knife that is, you know, touted and hyped to be one of the best EDC knives out there. We will see. Now, I do know a few people that have had one, have handled them, and they confirm the hype is real with this knife. Jake, my buddy Jake over at Bearded Gear is one of them. He had one in on loan. When I first saw that, this has been a long time ago, on his channel when I first saw it. And of course, I'm the big knife guy, right? I like big knives. This is not a big knife, but it does have the features of a smaller knife that work well for my hand size. I think it's a genius design, very simplistic, but done so well, and I cannot wait. So basically, I was able to partake in the lottery that happened this last time. I can't remember how many knives there were, but thanks to a viewer, I was able to participate, and you know, I was one of the last ones to get in on it. So this is, I don't know what number this is going to be or anything like that, but basically you put your money in for the spot, and then they emailed you when they were ready to do the knife, and you let them know what features that you wanted. There was only a handful of different options that you could pick from because they've done quite a bit, but it was quite a few different options, and I think I picked one that I'm going to like. Let's get into it. Okay, so the unboxing knife I have it here with me today is the Civivi Odium, and so we are going to use that to get into the box. So very excited, guys. Like, these things are very, very hard to get. If you try to get them on the secondary, they are very expensive. This one was a total base price is $500 with the options that I picked. I think it was like right at $680. So not a cheap knife, guys, not in the least. Comes with this very nice case. I forgot about the case. We have a packing list. Let's see here. Oh, and a note at the top says Ronald. That's my first name. Thank you for choosing to support our family. We appreciate your business. I know it's Daniel, but I don't know. Jenna, maybe? I'm sorry. It's all in cursive, and you know how that is. So thanks very much for that, for a little handwritten note on there. That's very appreciative. Guys, small company out of Indiana making these knives. And, you know, they do it well. Look at that packaging. That is amazing packaging. I love these hard cases. Goes with the knife. Got a little bit of lanyard here for that. Let's pop this bad boy open. Go to money, am I excited? All right. Whoa! Oh, and there she is. I went with the darker bronze golf putter pattern, all blacked out hardware, pocket clip, and the blackened stone washed, acid wash, whatever you want to call this blade finish. The reason I picked that is because this knife is oh my God. The reason I picked that is because it's a nice working finish. I want to be able to use this knife. I mean, I'm not going to go crazy because I don't go crazy with my knives, and I have knives to use hard. But for a very nice EDC knife that, you know, for one, it's rare and hard to get a hold of, I still wanted something that was kind of a working finish, but yet beautiful. I think I nailed it, and Oz Machine Company definitely nailed it. It's not as bronze as I thought it was going to be. That is for sure, because actually in this light, the light that I have right in here, it's bronze, but you can see the bronze more in the actual milling pattern. I love the finish on the blade, though. So all right, so you can see not very big, but. And then the closing action. Jesus, Mother Mary. All right, So the detent and action are fucking stellar. So let's see. We are centered. Maybe if it's off, it might be off to the clip side just barely, but just like I think that even might be my eyes. See, in the detent test, I love this. It's what I love about the Leon Mall Field Duty. Even on a whole deployment, which is the hardest to actually get this right, but as soon as you break that detent, it fires out of there with authority, and then, of course, falls to your nail. And then, really, I expected this because it's still not falling. I expect to have to really give it a shake, but I don't really have to give it that much of a shake. This is going to be very fidgety. Oh, so freaking smooth. There is your jimping. I really like that. Get you a good closer look at that blade. Of course, the full review will come later. Nice working finish. I love this kind of finish on a knife that I want to use because it hides wear. Even though I was really struggling, guys, to choose the satin. I really like their satin as well. And so it was really tough for me to make that choice. I just thought it was going to look really good with the colors, the black and hardware with the black blade. Like I said, I'm a little bit, which it might have been me in my selections, because boy, as soon as they hit that up, boy, it was kind of confusing. And they told me it was a little bit. They told me that, hey, I'm sorry that it was a little bit confusing on some of the options that they had on the website or with the link that they sent. So I was expecting it just to be a little bit darker of a bronze. Good God. Man. Boy, am I excited. All right, so let's go ahead and look at the Ergo's first impressions, right? This is not a full review. This is first impressions. So right off the bat, you see this very simplistic, very neutral design. However, a very dominant choil here, and then this wonderful finger choil that I really, really like. Designs like this where it goes into the handle itself and then goes all the way up to the blade. That way you have a very generous finger choil, but you're still maximizing that blade length. Very nice design. Let's go ahead. Yeah. Well, as you can see with that finger choil, I mean, I've got plenty of room on this blade. My thumb does ride above the jimping. The jimping is back here, so my thumb doesn't ride on the jimping. It's still very, very comfortable. I guess I could come back here and do this. I just never do. I never find myself putting my thumb back here. My thumb is always up here for the most part. But the jimping is still very well done, very well knocked down. You've got a little bit right there. Ergonomically, it's an absolute win. It is not too thin this way, so my fingers aren't touching like crazy on the other side. It really does. It has like a different angle, really, in my hand, it feels like. I don't know, it might just be me and just hyping myself up. But holy son of a bitch, am I very, very pleased. Oh, like it's a totally different experience, guys, as far as this. I really haven't felt. I've got some really great detent, really good middle finger flicking knives. Really love the shape of the hole. But the combination of the detent and the action, the way this is it is different than most of the other knives that I've had. One thing that is really for that's because the detent balls, you have a lock up here, not a lock bar insert. Or you do have a lock bar insert, but it's locking up on the ceramic balls. When we go over the full review, I will do as best I can to show you, but there it is kind of right there. Very simple, but just perfectly executed design from what I hear, and for this first impressions, they're good. It's absolutely good. Let's see if I can do the thumb flick. Okay, so you can see the thumb flick on most of the hole opening knives. Some of them I can do, some of them I can't. It's usually having to do with the shape of the hole. This one is definitely can be done now that I've gotten the hang of it. It's not as intuitive as something like a pill-shaped hole. Usually with the pill-shaped hole, it makes it a little easier for me. But I don't ever use the thumb deployment when I can do that, and it's so satisfying. So the day has finally come. I finally have this in hand, and I could not be happier. yeah, I know, guys, you're looking at this and you're like, man, I wish I could get one. Just, his Instagram, which I will have linked down below, his website, when he gets available to be able to open up his books again or do another lottery. I mean, that's the way you have to do it. It's just the nature of the beast. Smaller company, they make very good, high quality knives, and so it takes a while for them to be able to get things back together. To do something like that takes some time to get the knives done, quality control, all of that jazz. But yeah, out of Indiana, American made beautifulness. And I could not be happier. So definitely stay tuned for the full review that will be coming up here shortly. And guys, just shameless plug right before we get out of here. I do have a second channel called DTOM Freedom Talks. I'll have it linked down below as well. I've been talking about a couple of issues that we've been facing in our country, and I didn't want to do it on this platform. So if it's something that you might be interested in, go check out that channel. But guys, stay safe in this crazy world that we are living in, and we will see you in the next one.